wonderful to be on Gino's spot.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino's shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gino's spot. Woo! On this beautiful Tuesday night, I always have to check my watch to see which day it is because during lockdown we don't know what day it is ever. We can, for musicians, I think we just live from day to day. That's right. And lovely to have you all aboard. I see everybody's jumping on. I see comments. Hello, Carol Jacobs. Lovely all the way from East London. Was it Arena? Is it Arena? Hello, Cole. Lovely to see you as well. You wag hier vir jou sussie. Hoorie. Sy kom maar. She's coming. And I see Delana van der Berg as well on there saying, hello, Liesel. So it's indeed. Tonight we have Liesel Greyvenstein on the show. Woo! And we're going to be chatting about everything. Her whole life. From when she was born till now. everything and anything we can. There's no rules on Gino's spot, so you can chat. We'll chat about everything. Just say whatever she loves, whatever we want, and I hope that all of you got a drink because that's a foregone conclusion on Gino's spot. I have a gin over here. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds for the beautiful mixes. Indeed, this one is a a grapefruit tonic. So grapefruit stuff. Makes your lips, makes your cheeks go like that. So thank you to Fitch and Leeds, obviously, and thank you to Spa. And also MUBR, our internet provider. She's been fantastic. And Spa and Fitch and Leeds always plenty love to you guys for helping us through this lockdown. Lockdown seems to be easing a little bit. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. The musos are out there. They're doing a bit of gigs. I see the pubs are starting to get back into a bit of a swing. You know, we got to be a little bit careful, but it's fine because it looks like the third wave is a little bit like Miller's or Pipe on a Saturday morning with maybe 1 to 2 foot. We'll see how it goes for the surfers out there. All right, and tonight I know we've got a packed show as well. Packed show. We've got of course our What You're Watching with Darren Fuller's coming on as well, and I have great fun. And then on Saturday we've got a special show. We are taking you down the mile. It's the Main Road Mile, which we've dubbed it as the Main Road. But check it out, from Seattle to Berlin. We're gonna check out exactly. That's Main Road Warmer, if you guys haven't seen it. That's indeed. I don't know what those buildings on the side. It's been fantastic. So we're gonna go through all the little places, all the little nooks and crannies of Main Road Warmer, and fill you in on what's happening. It's a fantastic walk down there. Even if you just walked from one place to the next, it's amazing. So we're gonna show you what's happening in the Main Road Mile. That's right, on Saturday. So don't miss Saturday's show. Indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, thank you to Fitch and Leeds, thank you to Spa, and thank you to Mobio. We are going to do a little bit of song now, I think, just to start off things. Here we go, a little bit of Electric Light Orchestra. Give me some comments. Tell me where you're watching from. Let me see what's going on. All right. You got me running, going out of my mind. You got me thinking that I'm wasting my time. Don't bring me down. No, Wendy Cameron. Ooh. And Jeffrey Eisen, you were the first person to comment. That's right. Don't bring me down. You wanna sit and used to know. You get your mind somewhere down the road. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. Woo-hoo. I tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down. Woo. You know it's talking about your crazy nights. Won't spot for your shit. Don't bring me down. Muni wari say come no no. Woo-hoo. I tell you what's more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down. Oh hey, don't bring me down. Don't bring me down. Tell me where you watching from. Don't bring me down. You're looking good just like a snake in the grass. Now one of these days you're gonna break your glass. Don't bring me down. Van der Berg is Signodaya. The lolly from the mountain in Afrikaans. Don't bring me down. Alright. Woo. Oh, we're gonna have some fun tonight indeed. All right, the gin is flowing here. Thank you to punters. Thanks, Keith. The punters is still going strong here. Good stuff. You got me shaking, got me running away. You got me crawling after you every day. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. Ooh. I tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down, 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 down. Woo. That's right. Gino spot on a Tuesday night. Early on in the week still, indeed. And we're going to be, some lots of fun indeed. Now, first of all, we got What You're Watching, of course, with Darren Fuller. Darren Fuller always does our What You and check what we're doing on Netflix. Let's have a look what Darren has to say, indeed. I'm so glad you're back, Darren.
Hello. Your
Hello.
jacket looks like it kidnapped a damsel and put it on a train track.
It does. It's one of those.
Yes,
snorts.
you look very villainous.
those-
But hello.
Damn you, Darren. Oh, lovely. What are you drinking? Some gin. I'm glad. Cheers to you. Let's do a
Yes, cheers to you as well.
Where's
Cheers.
the cheers.
Yeah,
Ding,
cheers.
ding, ding.
Yes, obviously Fitch and
Lovely.
Leeds. It's cheeky cranberry and sugar-free.
Indeed. And listen, you've been because of course blood sugars. You've been doing your blood drives. How's it been going? Do people need blood? Obviously as well.
Oh, that's actually such a really good question. We actually have a critical shortage at the moment. It would be fantastic if people could come and donate blood. We are at the bridge almost every day. The PE Donor Center
bridge.
next to Provincial, Walker Drive. We would really, really, really appreciate it.
Yes, because Darren likes the thought of blood.
Yes,
She'll take
I
it
am
all
quite-
from you.
I'm quite vampiric, but also Sandus. Yes.
Excellent. You only take as much as you need, I'm sure.
Yes,
Sure,
no,
that's
we're very responsible with your blood. I promise.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad. All right, Darren, give it a go. Tell us
All right. Hello, everyone. Firstly, you have to see my earrings. Look at that. It's a cow being abducted by a UFO. Oh, they're great. Okay, so obviously, guys, my background. Obviously, I'm not just a pretend nerd. I'm a real nerd. So these are all my DVDs and such. They go way up there and way down there. There's a lot. Anyway, okay, so getting to the movies that I watched. It was another keep for a week. I don't know why Keep for Weeks, they give me a sense of control in a world of chaos, which is a direct quote from Clueless, FYI. So anyway, I had Keep for Weeks. So I'm going to tell you some of the movies I watched. Basically, this week is all about movies. But the first film that I watched was called The Hunt. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it. It was so bizarre, violently bizarre. So The Hunt, it was supposed to come out last year or the year before, but I think there was a reason it wasn't released. Essentially, it's about this mysterious elite group that kidnap your average plebs in America and then toss them out into a field and hunt them, you know, they hunt them. It's such a bizarre film, and it's produced by Damon Lindelof, who produced Lost. So if you wanting that absolutely bizarre craziness, please watch it. I absolutely adored it. Then Greta. So Greta is, I suppose, a thriller. Really creepy, guys. It's this girl who she's new to town and she doesn't know anyone, and she's very sweet, and she gets on the subway, and one day she finds somebody's handbag and she notices it's this kindly old lady, and she's like, oh shame, you know, she has money and medication in here. So she goes out to find the old lady and give her back a bag, and she's like, oh, this is so lovely, please come in and have some coffee. That's not what she sounds like, but she has a foreign accent. So she becomes friends with her, but then she realizes something super creepy. So I would also highly recommend it, but wow, guys, creepy as hell. Okay, and then what I also watched, I don't know if you guys have seen Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day was such an incredible surprise to me. It's about this sorority girl who is essentially, she's just a horrible person. She's beautiful, popular. She knows she's horrible. She's mean to everyone. And she goes through her birthday and she ends up getting murdered. Dead. But then she wakes up that same morning again, only to be murdered again, and you get the idea. So the whole point of the first film was to try and figure out who is killing her so that she can not die. But guys, it sounded like such a bizarre concept, but it was beautifully done. It was so lovely. The character development was gorgeous. So in any case, if you haven't seen that, I don't want to ruin anything for you there, but Happy Death Day 2, I thought, how do you do a sequel to that kind of a film? But wow, they really surprised me. They redid the concept in a unique way. It was fantastic. So guys, please watch Happy Death Day and then watch Happy Death Day 2. Okay, then guys, I watched this movie called Spontaneous. It's quite recent. I watched it on Prime. It's with Catherine Langford, who was in 13 Reasons Why. Guys, wow, this was also, okay, everything I watch is so random, but this was called Spontaneous, and the premise is it's a senior class, and they're basically just kind of bored with their lives and waiting to graduate and move on, when all of a sudden in the middle of a class, one of their students explodes, spontaneously combusts. And obviously everyone's screaming and running, and they're like, dear goodness, how has this happened? Is it warfare? And they just can't figure it out. So eventually they let the students go again, but then it happens again. So guys, amidst this has been one of the most cutest romances I've ever seen on screen. So it's a really beautiful, bizarre film. It is obviously somewhat gory because, I mean, students are exploding, but it was so beautiful, actually. It was such a romantic story with exploding blood and students. But please watch that. It was really, really lovely. Okay, The Serpent on Netflix. I know a lot of you have probably already watched it. I was surprised as to how horrified I was with that. So if you haven't seen it, it's obviously based on the real con man and his girlfriend that used to meet tourists and invite them back to their house in Thailand and pretty much and steal their stuff. It was pretty horrifying. I mean, this is based on a real person, and essentially everything that all the victims are real victims. So very well done. I really loved it. And the main actress is from Doctor Who, so what am I going to say? Very good. But yeah, I found it quite disturbing. And then, okay, lastly, I can't find anyone that agrees with my opinion on this movie, but Thunder Force. Adored it. I thought it was so funny. I love Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer and Jason Bateman as this weird crab dude. It was perfect. I really loved it. I loved the humor in it. I just really, I really adored it. I've heard a lot of people not being too fond of it. The director and writer is Ben Falcone, who's Melissa McCarthy's husband as well. He's also a guest spot in the film. But guys, really give it a shot. I thought it was perfect. I thought it was comedic genius. And Jason Bateman is the crab dude. Anyway, so guys, that's that. Those are my recommendations for the week. Those are what I watched. Those are what I enjoyed. So yeah, no, please go and find some of those movies. They were really great.
Meet Liesel.
Hello.
Liesel, Darren.
Hello, Darren.
Hello, Liesel.
Sorry, my
I'm the movie
earrings are
nerd.
so boring.
She's loving your
Okay.
earrings.
Yours.
Oh, thank you so much. I love them. They're just cows being abducted by aliens. I have weird earrings, lots of them.
And I really liked the claws guy as well, but I thought he was the only guy in the movie that I really enjoyed. The rest of it, you can keep that movie.
I haven't
that was
found
funny.
one other person that liked it, but I adored that movie. I thought it was so funny.
It got panned in the reviews. It got
I
panned.
know, and I don't understand. I thought it was so good.
Oh, thank you, Darren.
Only a
Legend.
pleasure.
Lovely to have
Bye.
you back on again after a little break. Ciao,
Yeah,
Darren.
thank you.
And we are here. Liesel Greyvenstein, lovely to have you on the show.
Likewise,
Isn't
thank
it
you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Isn't it marvelous? Finally, you know, Greyvensteins, we ride past that building every day. How many people ride past that building? It's beautiful. It's a beautiful building, and I mean, that's obviously it was a family business originally as well. Not so much anymore, but now.
Yeah, many moons ago.
Yeah.
It was a family business.
Yeah.
But yeah, so before I say anything,
Yeah.
can we please give me a guarantee, Gary, that none of my ex-boyfriends' comments will come onto that screen?
No, we'll keep them off the screen. We keep it. There's already about 15 comments from your ex-boyfriend.
I'm just worried about that. I see
Oh my
my
God.
family and
Yes.
everybody excited about.
No, the family's up, and you know, I mean, you grew up in the Tsitsikamma.
That's correct. So
Storms
River, do you even know where that is?
Stormsrivier, ek ken die plek. Ja,
Really?
ek was al daar gewees.
Very few people know where it is, but of course it's about 25 minutes before Plet.
Yes.
Just after that Storms River bridge.
Yes, of course, the big bridge, and then you go left after that.
That's correct.
There's a
Yeah,
Bos,
impressive.
what's it, Bosscore or whatever it
But
was.
that's further
Okay,
on.
it's further on, yeah.
So yes, I'm the eldest of 4 children.
Wow, okay.
We were all born and raised in Storms River,
Okay,
a little
she
village.
was
There weren't any other friends really. It was the 4 of us.
Really?
So yes, that
So
was the gang.
I mean, yeah, gee, was that so? That's incredible. So I mean, farming vibe?
Not really farming. There were a lot of farmers, was dairy farmers in the area, but my father owned shops. My parents owned shops.
Okay.
But yeah, not supermarkets, general dealers.
Wow.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
Where you can buy anything from fish hooks to
Ja.
Los Lekkers to
Ja, nee.
Colgate shampoo.
Soek jy 'n bietjie jam of soek jy 'n gearbox?
That's exactly right. Yes.
Hier's die gearbox hierso, maar die jam is hierso. Hoorie. Strawberry of avocado, what okay.
So that's how we grew up. We were very fortunate. My father was quite liberal for a guy in the 70s.
All right. Was he a cool 70s cat?
He wasn't liberal in that way. He had
Okay.
political
Yeah.
dreams, I think. Of course,
Okay.
never got there, but he was a big Helen Suzman fan, and I remember
Okay.
that
Yeah.
always stuck with me. He never stopped reading.
Yeah, okay,
He
okay.
was an avid reader. He loved music. He
Okay.
yeah,
What is his name? It's Van Deventer
yes,
now,
so
eh?
he's Cor van Deventer.
Okay.
My one brother is also
Also
obviously
cool.
named
Yes,
after
he was
him.
online.
And incidentally, he loves books and news and
As well.
just as well. So
Yeah.
I had a wonderful life growing up. Honestly, limited money, unlimited love. And my parents, literally, they were those parents who never got involved, but they did everything to support us in their quiet way.
Oh, that's good. It's like my folks weren't musicians, but they supported me full on. I think if you've got that, it gives you that little bit of confidence too.
So
what
everything
you need to do.
starts there.
Yeah.
And looking back, we'll chat about it just now. But
those little
looking back,
decisions that you make back in those days when you decide, are you going to do this or that? It's seems like such a small thing at the time, but it can really take you on a path, eh?
And your job as a parent
You-
never stops, because that is what
that
makes or breaks a child.
That's hectic, and so general dealers. I mean, that's put aside for us Italians and the Porras and the and the Greeks. No Greek stories van Deventers.
Exactly.
Oh my soul! And I mean, when did you move into town then, or did you go to junior school there?
Junior school there. No Eskom electricity.
Well, what
connection.
school is there?
Law School Sitsikama.
I say.
With the forestry community.
Okay.
So, a lot of people know a lot of those stories.
Okay.
But that's where, we went to primary school.
Yes.
The bus collected us from our house every morning, dropped us off
lovely.
in the afternoons.
Okay.
Nommer asseblief, telefone. We watched television with bunny aerials op 'n battery, with those
crocodile clips.
And that was our life. But then from there we went to boarding school. So we were all four of us were sent to Humansdorp.
Okay.
My father was passionate about education.
Okay.
So he just felt that.
Were you a tomboy? Were you? I mean, living out there.
Well, my three siblings were definitely very rough. They were too rough for me. They once locked me up in a Fender trailer because I would always tell my parents about the mischief they got up to.
Oh yeah.
So I was the odd one out, I think. The good girl.
Yeah. Okay. So
And
you
the three of them were up, but I was also
used
chased
to
by
blit on them.
Yeah, but chased by wild boar, bush
like,
pigs
what?
more times than what I can count on my two hands. So
That's hectic.
my
Those bush.
experiences as a Tsitsikamma child.
Yeah.
A boss mice.
Yeah, boss, those guys that's hectic. They got
Titanic.
get done as so. Jeez, because I think I think we've actually got a little pic there of you in the early days somewhere. I don't know. That's up there. I think Gary. Let's have a look here. Who's that? Is that you?
Oh, that's a beautiful child.
That
looks
is-
like a baby show.
Baby show. Nah, look at it. Beautiful.
Ugly duckling. Look
Was
at the
it?
handsome
You
corn.
No, that's in the freckles and the goeters. Nice.
And look, it gets much worse. If you had to see that picture in full color.
Oh, really?
That's by
It's a rooikop.
a rooikop.
Say, fires.
There's a lot of orange in there. I'm grateful that it's not showing.
Fires. Oh, that's classic. I love it. Because the tomboy, I've said, there's a friend of mine online as well, Sarah Chapman. Sarah Chapman was also with us because she's tomboy. It was like playing soccer with the guys, not scared of a bit of rough and tumble as well. Were you also not? But were you more ladylike?
I think, much to the disappointment of my siblings.
Okay.
I wish I could say I was a tomboy.
Okay,
I really wasn't.
more
I was-
ladylike.
Yeah, I enjoyed rearranging my shelves in my bedroom and,
Okay.
organizing books in alphabetical order.
Okay.
Very
But OCD. Hey, have you always been that? So you were never ADD or anything like that. School was a breeze for you. It was like academics.
School was a breeze for me, but mainly because I think I had that very childish, blind ambition. I always tell people I arrived at Nico Milan because that's where we went to.
Where's school Nico Milan?
Where's school Nico Milan?
Humansdorp.
We didn't know anybody there, but I saw in standard 6 on the first day of assembly, I saw the head girl walking up the steps onto the
Stage.
stage.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I just thought, that is where I want to be 5 years from now. And I'm going to make a plan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to follow that plan
Yeah.
because that's where I want to be.
Yes.
Ended up losing so many friends along the way.
Oh, yeah.
Again, did everything to make myself so unpopular.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
fond memories.
Yeah.
My gran used to come and fetch our laundry on a Wednesday because now we were 4 children.
Yeah.
My mom was working 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
my gran used to come and fetch our laundry on a Wednesday afternoon. Now remember, I've got this plan.
Yeah.
Head girl
Okay,
is where
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
heading.
Yeah.
But my gran smoked about 50 cigarettes a day.
They did.
Lexington plain.
Yes,
In
sir.
those days. And she would come
Yes.
down the street, the main road in Newmansdorp,
Yeah.
and she would start hooting from
Yeah.
about 200 meters from the hostel. She would shout out the window, "My scarpies, bring your basket," with the smoke hanging out of her mouth. And I'll never forget, I used to beg my sister to just take the laundry because I knew this was not the image
Yes, not the
I
image.
was going
Can't
for.
have that. Can't have that. Can't
But
have that.
yeah, so much love and
Yeah,
fun and fond memories. Just
Okay.
a wonderful time as a child growing up.
Yeah, I think because I mean that mom working 6 days a week, that's tough as well, you know. So your mom must have had it tough too to get home then and.
Yes, and
so-
remember she was an hour away, so we didn't
Yeah.
have. We were not like the kids from Humansdorp who could go home after school.
Okay.
We were in hostel, and
Okay.
it,
Yeah.
it wasn't difficult. It was all we knew at that
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
so it wasn't really. But
Yeah.
I remember missing my parents every night. I used to cry for my parents
Oh,
every night.
Sure,
But
yeah.
definitely lessons learned. The school of life.
Would you say boarding school good or bad?
I can
Yeah,
only
what
say
you-
good
as
because
in-
that was my
Yeah,
experience.
yeah.
But I wouldn't be sending my children to boarding
No,
school anytime
no, you
soon,
can't.
no. But I
When it's your own kids,
yeah.
it's like a different. Oh, maybe I don't know.
But,
but,
yeah,
yeah, but-
true. When it's your own children, then it's different. But I'm very grateful for the fact that my parents chose a better school for us
Yeah, yeah.
further away.
Okay,
because it
okay.
definitely changed
yeah.
a few things for us
Yeah.
later in life.
Of course, and also that network in the high school as well
sure.
is also a better start, you know.
And learning to share, I think it's taught me a lot.
Yeah.
you grow up
Independence,
quickly.
borders are independent people in generally. You know, they've been forced into that.
Yeah.
It's like it's no relying on your folks or whatever.
For sure.
You're on your own. You know, so
But it's a good thing.
No,
because
it
you
is.
have lots of people to experience life with.
I know.
And,
so
but
the
having-
parents must sometimes let go. Let it go, let it go.
I know.
No?
I find it very, very hard myself. But
Yeah.
like I said, it was a good experience for the 4 of us all round. And it also brought the 4 siblings are
Yeah.
extremely close. And
Who
I
are
think
the siblings now? This is
Yeah.
Cor is your
so
brother.
I'm the eldest, then Cor,
Ilsa.
Ilse, and then Arno. So Cor and Arno are both attorneys.
Okay, all right.
They're also
all right.
attorneys in Johannesburg. My sister
Okay.
also lives in Joburg.
Yes.
And the 4 of us are extremely close. And I think it's because, we've been through a lot together.
Yes.
We've been taught to,
Yeah,
to
stick.
stand together,
It
to
is.
stick together.
It's all in your family is so important. It is. It's true. You got to try, and so many people have fights with their brothers and sisters. It's true. I mean,
But that's family.
It's
You
family.
fight.
It's family. But you've got to make right. I think
Yeah.
you got to try.
We have a friend who always says the Van Deventer family is like watching Survivor.
Yeah.
They have these, what do you call it? They have a pact today, and then it's this little faction against that one, and then tomorrow it's the other way around. But it's a blessing. It really is a blessing.
No, it is. And so, I mean, so you're from high school then. I mean, what did you enjoy at high school? Were you sporty? Were you academic?
I wasn't really, the saying, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
I eventually became head girl. So that
Yeah, yeah.
was,
So that was the
was
plan.
my main focus.
The plan happened.
That was that.
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
really concentrate on anything else. If I tried my hand at tennis and I wasn't the best,
Yeah.
I knew that was going to do me any favors for
Okay.
later down the line. So
All
then
right.
I would cut.
Yes,
And
yes.
remember, my parents weren't there to say, listen, you stupid girl,
Yeah.
stick to something, you'll
Yeah.
get better at it. I don't
Train,
know. It was
just train.
just so
Yeah.
silly.
Yeah, yeah.
But so
Yeah.
From there, I studied at UPE at the
Yeah,
time.
okay, okay.
So I went to UPE in 1993, started there my first year.
As I left.
Really?
Yeah. Me and
Okay,
Abel.
you paved the way.
Me and Abel, we were going
paved
already.
the way
yeah,
for me.
Goeie.
But there things started to, I've said so many times before, I have the best luck.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just a lucky person. And my roommate at the time at varsity was still a very good friend of mine. We still work together. She's also now an attorney, and
lovely. Okay.
we work together. She decided that she was going to play netball.
Okay.
So I said, okay, well, I played netball at school. I'm also going to try my hand at netball again at varsity. And I did well. There was a lady by the name of Sharon Beckman. She became Sharon Hansen. She was the sports director at UPE.
Okay.
And she met the club president of the UPE rugby club,
Okay.
who was Liesel Greyvenstein.
Okay.
And she said to him, we now have to start paying these people to play for UPE and for EP, because it was just in that time when we got
professional.
$50 a game or
Yes,
whatever.
it's from amateur to professional.
So she said to me that she would organize, if she was able to organize me articles, because remember, articles are very difficult to find.
Okay.
If your parents don't know anybody or any attorneys, then you are dead. Because remember, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
You only really employ, because article clerks, with all due respect, they waste your time, because you have to train them, you have to spend a lot of time with them, and it's busy. We have busy lives.
Okay.
So she then said to Emil at the time, if you are willing to give this girl articles, then my deal with her is that she would play netball for free for 2 years for UPE and for EP.
Okay.
So that was then the deal.
Okay.
Emil interviewed me and he said to me, with your marks, you need to become a teacher. We don't employ people with these marks, because obviously you clearly have no personality.
Oh, clearly.
And
yes.
secondly, you're a girl. Girls can't be barmen. They don't know how to take people home. Because remember, in those days, everybody used to lunch all day long.
Yeah.
The attorneys and the banks and the estate agents and everybody used to just lunch. So a big part of your job was to make sure that these people got home.
Yeah.
Now, girls were not, they were really useless.
Get them home.
And that's the day I decided that I was going to make this work. That was now the next head goal.
The next goal.
Plan, the next goal.
So
And
you
I
really
knew
do
I had my job cut out for me.
Set these things, eh? That's incredible. I mean, that's as a musician, come comedian, ADD maniac, that makes no sense to me.
That's why everybody can't be the same.
No,
you have
no.
to have these goal-oriented people, and you have to have the people who make life fun for us.
Yes.
For the rest of us.
It's true.
The
it's
ones
true.
with the plan need the ones like
Yeah,
you.
it's true. It's always a
Make
bit of a
life
mix.
awesome.
Yes, so UPE. Then you started to do your to law, obviously.
Yes.
And
So I did BCom law.
Okay.
So I could basically decide, but then ended up at Greyvenstein's in 1997.
Playing netball.
Playing netball and being barman and taking people home very late at night. And
And Emil was the Greyvensteins already,
Yeah.
so he was there. So did you join the company then
Yes.
after that?
And then things happened. My mentor at the time was a lady also by the name of Liesel. She's still a practicing attorney. She was a director or a partner at the firm, and I was sort of her understudy.
Okay.
And she moved on, and there was nobody really to replace her but the understudy.
Oh, right,
Who was 22 years old, 23 years old, and had very little experience, but right place, right time.
There we go. But you say that lucky, the lucky story, but it's actually not so much so lucky. It's like if you are prepared to take that risk and go for that opportunity, I think that's what makes you lucky in the end. It's like you can take your children to the casino to try and get that lucky feeling. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you got to actually grab those opportunities.
I see so many young people every year. We receive thousands of CVs every year because obviously the firm has been around for 60 plus years. So people
Incredible.
understand that if you can do your articles with Greyvensteins, there's a lot of experience, there's a lot of trust, there's a lot of goodwill.
Okay.
And you know, when we interview these youngsters, it always surprises me. Some of them really know how to do an interview. You can see they've been prepped, they've been coached. And then when they start, it's almost as if the excitement fizzles out. And then they're just there. They're just happy to finish their 2 years of articles.
Okay.
In our day, and I hate sounding like an old person, but in our day, you knew you were competing for that one job because there might have been 4 or 6 article clerks, but there was one person who was going to stay on. And come hell or high water, I wanted to be that person. But it's almost, you know, as if. So I don't know. If it's really something, we mustn't force our children to do something that they really are not interested in, because that's when that happens.
Yeah, but
in my opinion.
I don't know if the millennials. We always talk about the millennial. The millennials. The millennials. There's Jonathan Clark saying hello, Freddie from Ganubi, Nubi, and Beatrice Ferreira. A real awesomeness, love it. Thank
and
you.
My friend Karine Imri. Oh, it's so nice
lovely.
to see all the messages.
There's Gemma Greyvenstein supporting my mom. Hello, Gemma. She's online, baby. She's online.
So divine. And Leanne.
How old is Gemma?
She's 10.
10.
She's
10. Gemma, she's organized. She's see Karine Imri. See that you're such an amazing person with such a big heart, always ready to help.
I love Karine.
Yes. And there's another one from Gemma, just in case you didn't get the last one. There we go. Mirinda Ferreira, the zebra. It's actually moustaches, Mirinda. There's a snor. There's a snorpak hierdie.
And it looks even better in real life.
You know, Mos. I got this from London, actually.
So it's important.
It's London, baby. That's right.
Fair.
Imported. But what a joy. And I mean, it's lovely to have these guys online as well. Pop it on, say hello. You know. So tell us where you're from, where you watching from. Don't be shy. Stick it in the comments. And so I mean, okay. So you aimed for this job and you nailed it, actually. You know, but I mean, you know, the blonde hair, the thing you play the blonde hair game. Because stereotypes would say, oh no, Liesel, she's blonde, bimbo, doesn't know what's going on. But that's totally not the case, because you play that freaking game.
You don't know what's coming.
You totally do. I realized that within 5 minutes of meeting you. I think back in I don't know how many years ago it was that I did our first function for Greyvensteins, I think, and man,
I'll never forget that day. I was actually thinking about it this afternoon.
Was that in St. Francis?
No, it was long before that. You took me out because I was wearing a knitted turtleneck dress with horizontal stripes. And you said to me, in front of 250 estate agents, you said to me that, Liesel, only you have enough confidence to think that horizontal stripes will work for you. I'll never forget that. I always didn't know what to say after that.
No, I know exactly what I was thinking there, because I would never have said it if I couldn't.
I remember that.
I always say that horizontal straps, guys, absolutely.
Really,
you know, you can wear that. You're permitted.
Thank you.
Vertical straps, much better for the figure. Oh no, from Karika. Uit nog. Sy wou nou uit. And Core's watching from here, so I said Booty from Joburg.
Hello.
There was also got kids, Core.
Yes, one baby boy now.
Oh.
He waited a long time.
Oh, really?
Core turned 44 now in January, and his first baby was born in January.
Yo.
Yeah.
Yes,
so
sir. Core, you're brave.
He's on that pajama drill at the moment. So I'm very grateful that he's actually watching. Because he's got better things to do.
Well, he's probably carrying the baby around and trying to feed it.
Probably.
Oh, my word. And any special talents that you have? What would you say If you just say, think of things that you can do really well.
Um,
I mean, you say you're OCD, so that would help for
no,
organization
you said
skills.
that.
Yeah. Sorry, I said that you were OCD. You said you organize.
organize.
You like to organize a lot of things. I just, you know.
I always stay calm in a crisis. I think that's my superpower.
Okay.
Because you
Yeah,
don't think straight when you panic.
No. You got to
Things
step
go
back.
wrong.
Step back and do it.
And then I think I have a genuine love for people.
Yeah.
It's
People
not
person.
it's really not a fake thing. I know
I-
a lot
I-
of people say
no.
that and then they don't really.
It's not going to happen if it's fake. It's you know you
After 25 years, people will catch you
They'll
up.
catch you up.
Yeah,
They'll catch
they
that
know
out.
when it's
Exactly.
real and when
Yeah.
it's just
exactly.
a facade.
And because of that, your networking skills are so good. Your marketing skills. I mean, I know you have these lovely functions, beautiful functions, and you've got an eye for the decor and that sort of stuff as well. I mean, I know some of the stuff that I've, some of those functions. It's,
No, we have really amazing functions, but the remember it's not just me. I have a team.
The team, of course. Yeah.
That is absolutely second to none, unrivaled. And with Arbel and everything, just the attention to detail is always just amazing. You know, you have the front of house staff, and then you have the back office staff, and it's really the people at the back who make everything work.
They do.
They make us look good.
Yeah.
They make us. They just make it look easy.
Yeah.
But it's really because the planning is done behind the scenes, and that gives you the confidence. It's also when you treat people, you want them to feel that they are appreciated and that they are special. So you're not just going to slap anything together. I'd rather not have any functions. If it's not going to be something that really portrays how grateful we are and how you know how loved we feel and how supported we feel.
Yeah. So I mean, you can see that you take it seriously when it's that stuff, and you know, and people would generally just do whatever they need to do, you know, to get by, to tick that box.
Yeah,
but it's not a box.
It's not about that. It's also, I mean, in our industry, our friends are really our clients, and that's why there is really no difference between how I would entertain somebody at my house. To how I would entertain somebody at a function. It's it's the people we care about. Yeah. And
if you're a people person, I think you get that's a skill that's built in as well. I mean, a lot of people are you know, got friends of mine that just don't. Lockdown's been fantastic for them. They just loved it.
And I'm sure for you too, because you don't want those friends. You don't need those friends. I just think in business. All of us are salespeople. You have to understand, without a client base and without supporting that mutual support, there is nothing. Because you know, I've been in this game for 24 years. You don't get to just mingle at the top. And be that blonde. What did you call me? A socialite? Or Gary called me a high energy socialite.
Socialite, yes.
You've got to have the energy to see it through for your career, because that's the only reason people, I think, trust you, because you remain loyal regardless and just indefinitely.
Talking about that, I mean, that workflow thing. I mean, what is an average day for you? What do you do on an average day?
So I do spend quite a bit of time getting ready in the morning.
And I
know my friends always love me for it being a 20-minute girl. I can do it in 20 minutes, but on an average day, I would like to think that I take pride in, you know, how you look. You always look impeccable. Thank you.
You do. It's just, I don't think I've ever seen her looking like a wreck. You know.
I can't.
Arbel will be able to tell me. Come on, what's it like in the mornings, Arbel? Before is it always perfect? It's just wake up and it's like it's there. No, none of this.
Believe that for
bed head. No bed head. Keep it all. She's like so. Because we you know, I had Michelle Brown on as well, and Michelle Brown is always also impeccable, always. You know, and she's got this like. And we try to scrape behind there and see what was behind there with Michelle, but what you see is what you get. It
Oh,
just
no.
wasn't. There wasn't that thing that I was looking for.
I think there's also that pride with Michelle, and I think it's,
Yes.
there's vanity and there's pride.
Yes, no, she's
So
proud.
I
Yes.
think there's a balance there.
Yes, yes.
But I like to spend enough time to get ready, and a day at work is busy. I've got the most awesome. I don't even want to call them staff. It's a family. Such a cliche, but they are like my sisters. I trust them implicitly. They treat the firm's clients exactly the way, they take so much pride in their work, and we have clients who will never work with anybody else. It's got nothing to do with Liesel Greyvenstein. It's got to do with a Zivia or a Rosette or a Debbie or a Lynette or a Ida or a Jonas. They are just, I don't know, they powerhouses on their own. So it's tough at work, but we enjoy working together. And then generally speaking, the last hour is always spent in the director's bar. So
you have a bit of a
I have a
relaxing-
drink with my partners almost daily.
Okay, right.
Because it's just also just building that.
Also to just unwind and just reconnect.
And just think about the day and plan and tell them about my plans and where I think we should be headed, and
a relaxed kind of environment. Is that important in the workplace as well? I think
for sure, especially in a high pressure environment. If you can't relax together, and that's one thing I must say. I think we are all very capable of doing. Once we move into that bar and we have that drink, that's it. We think about positive things and how to energize each other, not to. We don't complain about a day. Everybody has a stressful day.
It's so important to energize. I think with any business, you're doing the same thing every day as well. Look, it's never the same as some jobs are, I suppose. If you're working on an assembly line, but there's certainly not. You get to know the job, but to have that re-energizing time is important. I think
For sure, and that's again why I'm so lucky to have my siblings. My sister is a trainer for real estate professionals. My two brothers are both conveyancers. So all the biggest and best ideas have really been born from our conversations together, holidays together, weekends together. The Givers Gain concept, which is a big thing.
Yes.
Which
we actually
I
talk
feel
about that
immensely
too.
proud of. So
is that I was going to ask you about your proudest moment, kind of thing, and your proudest. Something that you're proud of, and I know that's one of them for sure.
Definitely. So it was actually Cor and I had a glass of wine. Abel was out one night, and Cor came over to my house. This was in 2012.
Okay.
Late 2012, and we had a glass of wine together and another glass of wine, and we were discussing. My pet hate is jealousy. In any shape or form.
Really?
I think it's such a flawed person. I don't know. That's one thing I don't have time for. Professional jealousy of any kind. It's not something I am capable of feeling. I'm so glad that I don't ever feel that. But there was something that happened during 2012, which had a lot to do with, it's competitive. And we came up with this idea of Givers Gain because we kept saying we want to do something, but whenever you try your hand at charity work, you can never do enough on your own to really make a difference. And we don't have a lot of time, so we don't have days and weeks to actually do something that's going to make a big enough impact. So Cor kept going with this thing of when you give, you get, and so Givers Gain was born, and we chose 9 charities that night. It took another 2 bottles of wine to actually
choose the
get
charities.
to this, but we had that concept down pat, and so over the years, from 2013 to obviously last year was difficult, so we didn't have Givers Gain last year. There was no social interaction.
Of course,
we raised millions, and it was all with the help of estate agents, banks, and mortgage originators, because we said to all of them, get on board. We'll make it worth your while. Every time you attend a fundraiser or every time you contribute in some shape or form, you would get an entry into a draw
Okay.
where you could win a car.
Okay, jeez.
So, of course, they loved it because a car is such a big
Yes,
part
sir.
of being an estate agent or a mortgage originator.
What was it, like a second-hand Cortina or something?
No,
I'm joking.
it was actually a polo and a
Oh, nice.
tie little something.
Lovely, man.
But just it was
Yeah.
more about the idea. I mean, have you ever won a car in your life? I mean, it's
No.
I think I once won a Cremora tracksuit.
Oh,
That's the
did you?
only thing I've won in my life. But it created such excitement, and they were in boots and all. And yeah, it was so amazing to see how big PE's heart is.
Yeah.
Just for the and it was all different types of charities.
Yeah.
Senior people,
I see there's a lot of charities there. Yeah.
special needs children,
Yeah.
Babies,
I
AIDS.
see MTR Smith was in there as
MTR
well.
Schmidt was
and,
in there.
And I mean,
There was
Crystal, was that the
yeah,
Crystal?
Shang, the
Shang,
late
yeah.
Crystal Watson.
Yes, she was lovely as well, hey?
Yeah, she was such a
Yeah.
great person. A very good friend of ours, Crystal and Gail and Elmarie van Zyl, who now lives in Australia, and Kobe Portgoed and I used to always do these shows, fashion shows together.
Yeah, right.
And, so,
I love Kobe as
Yeah,
well.
I
think
know,
she's
I know.
fantastic. She's another one I've got to get on the show
You
as
have
well.
to, you have
Kobe,
to.
somebody tag Kobe. Tag
Yeah.
Kobe. There's the
and
camera.
tell her that we want to hear from all her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah,
That's
man.
it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure. But you know, and it's true. PE has got a big heart.
Unbelievable.
And I mean, this show has always been about PE people or East London people. In fact, Eastern Cape in general. It's a special type of person that lives in the Eastern Cape. I'm telling you, and they don't mind giving either. You know, and so these functions as well also act as a thing to get the guys to give to.
For sure, you have to. It's called social responsibility for a reason.
Yeah.
And again, as I said, givers gain. You feel so good when you are able to make a small difference in somebody, even just holding a baby.
Yeah.
There was an AIDS haven, AIDS orphanage haven, Itemba Lam in Forest Hill. They've unfortunately closed down. I think they are, these NPOs and charity
They're battling at the
organisations
moment.
are
They're battling. Yeah.
But I remember just holding a baby.
Yeah.
And just feeling that baby, just the
Yeah.
I don't know, that sense of calm and
Yes.
just knowing that you were able to just, even for 15 minutes,
Yeah.
just maybe touch the soul of a little baby.
Yeah. No,
It's amazing. And everybody loved Givers Gain because of that, because of the way they felt when they were able to do good.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you could give your time as well. There's been a couple of things that we've had on the show as well. So the animal welfare and the animal stuff as well.
We do so much
you know,
bad and we do
I
so
know.
much naughty.
We have to do good. We have to, especially as a musician.
have
Yeah. Oh my soul. But now, I mean, working and home life. How do you crack that balance?
I don't, and I.
How many kids have you got?
Two.
Two kids. Okay.
Gemma and Dax.
Okay.
They are, of course, the
Yeah.
beginning and end for me.
Yes.
They know everybody I work with.
Okay.
They come to the office all the time,
Okay.
and
Well, they're online as well. I see. Yes.
Gemma needs to go to bed.
Bed. I was waiting for that. Your mom said bed too.
Bed too. But yeah, I certainly have no desire to have that divide. My clients are my friends. I've always said that.
Yes.
I don't want it any other way. I work with people I know and trust. I surround myself with those people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have chosen them as friends or
Yes.
colleagues or clients if I didn't feel that they bettered me in
Yes,
some way.
yes.
So for me, home life and work life, it should go together because I choose the people I work with and I choose the people I surround myself with, and I want them to be in my home and I want them to be welcome in my home.
Yeah. And do you switch off after 5 o'clock or not?
Yes,
You
yes,
keep going.
I know, I do.
Yeah.
You can ask him. I switch off literally like this. I really do, because at the end of the day, I know that I give my all when it's work time. And when I go home, I know there's absolutely nothing I would have done differently. People know they can trust me. They know they can trust the firm. The people I work with are all worthy of the trust that people put in us. So,
Do you feel like you're not a workaholic then, or are you? When you're at work, you're working hard, but you're separated.
What is a workaholic? You're forever working. I mean, you are working when you have an 8 to 5 job. You're working.
Yeah.
When you get home, you're working to be a better mom.
Yeah.
You're working to be a healthier person.
Yeah.
You're working to be a better spouse. When does work ever stop?
Yeah, I don't know.
So your job is maybe 8 to the one that you get paid
yes,
for is from 8 to 5.
But then you still.
But I think after that, then the things that really matter are the things that you should be working hardest at.
It's an interesting thing that your life is actually your work. You know, you've got to work at your marriage. You've got to work at your kids. You've got to work at.
You work at
so
everything.
When do you get to rest? When?
Well, I think, it depends on what you see as rest. When I go on a holiday, or when I have a day that I can just spend at leisure, that's when I really work hardest, because that's when my creative juices flow. That's when I want to plan the next.
Like when you go for a holiday for the weekend and then Gino's phoning you for the show on Tuesday all the time.
I'll never forget this. Never. I want to enjoy my weekend, Gino. I don't want to worry about the show.
About the show.
Just do it.
Come on, do it, man, Liesel. Come on. I had to beg Liesel to come on here tonight. Let me tell you, she doesn't want to do it.
Oh, I just wanted to do it for you.
No, thank you. I'm so glad.
And for Jem, of course.
And for Jem. Clearly, she's enjoying it. I see you. And I see Beatrice is saying that you're beautiful inside and out. Isn't that nice, Beatrice Ferreira? Thank you so much, Beatrice.
I appreciate that.
Oh my word! And Gemma says she's watching from home. So
well,
you're
I'm
lucky.
hoping she's watching from home.
No. Now we got you here as well. We locked you in here. Any property advice for people out there? Who's property stuff?
Yes.
Anyone interested in buying properties and stuff?
The best property advice I can give all of you is buy. Just buy. Invest. When in doubt, buy. Just buy.
Yeah.
I have heard so many people, and I mean, I see so many clients at different stages of their lives, and the one regret they always have is, why did I not buy property 20 years ago?
Buy that property that I had.
Now they invest in RAs. I mean, listen, I'm not a financial advisor, but after 24 years, I can tell you, my clients who have really done well for themselves have invested in property. That is the one thing that I can say with a clear conscience. So that's my property tip. Buy. Buy.
I would have said, because I mean, you say that the property always gains its value, and it's but I think it's the case like when we bought our first property as well. Even if you dive in there and you think, and we made a loss. We bought a place in Central, I think at the time in 1990. We bought it in 94 and we sold in 2000. It was like the property was going down, but we paid off the bond. So in the end, we had money to go and buy.
And did you get rental income?
Well, no. We lived there.
Oh, you lived there.
We lived there, but we still, even though we made less, but we sold it for less than we bought it. You still actually were able to. We paid that bond off, so we had the money again. You know?
I told you about my father, who was such an intelligent person.
Yeah.
I remember as a young child, he would tell us that he had this retirement annuity fund, and when he retired one day, he was going to buy himself a new Mercedes Benz, and he was going to take his whole family on an overseas trip. Wow. When he retired, he couldn't even pay a deposit on a new Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it was just always. Look, and I have retirement annuities.
Yeah.
You have to have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But I just think at the end of the day, property's there, it's brick and mortar. And I know with everything that's going on around us in the country, with all the political noise,
Yes.
they are really not looking for your townhouse.
Yes, they're not looking for your
in
townhouse.
Lorraine
Yeah,
that
exactly.
You are renting out to, honestly.
If you say, is there a danger that the property market is currently being buoyed by a low interest rate? This is Gary's asking some questions here. What will happen if the interest rate goes up? And
Look, eventually that is going to happen. And I remember in the late 90s, when I was an article clerk still, we used to, interest rates shot up to 26%.
Yeah, 26%, I
and
remember.
whatever. It was absolutely
Had to lock them
ludicrous.
in.
And people had to sell their properties, cancel their bonds, and still pay the bank back for years to come.
yeah,
But so of course there's that, but you cannot invest in property. You cannot see an investment as something that you want to buy this year and sell next year.
Yeah, it's not short term.
It's a cycle.
Yeah,
There
it's
is
not
no
short term.
short-term investment. So I think if you look back over the decades, and you look at where the return was, the yield was best, you'll always get back to the same answer, and it's always property. And the banks are very, what would I say? They don't have that massive appetite for risk anymore.
Yeah.
They will tell you that when if the interest rate, if prime is at 7%, they will want affordability. They will want to see affordability up to an interest rate of say 9.5%. So they factor that into where they think you should pitch, where your income should be pitched. If you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're
they're not
gonna
saying you
land
can just afford it at 7%,
Yeah.
and now we think you're fine to buy for X amount.
Okay,
So they do factor all of it. Look, they are clever people.
Yeah.
Who all these actuaries who work out these algorithms.
Well, things have changed. I mean, like maybe 15 years ago, this information, this stuff wasn't really available. It's like always, like technology improves, so do the banks, so do they. It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah. I see another question. What advice for those whose escalating property valuations mean much higher municipal rates?
Yeah.
Again, that's the monster of the beast. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's like people who worry about paying capital gains tax.
Yeah.
You have to make a profit
Yes.
to pay capital gains
Yes,
tax.
so you make a profit.
You complaining about something
Yeah.
that inherently means that you are
It's worth
making
more.
money.
It's
So
worth, the valuation means it's worth more. And how much more scope do you see for PE property prices going up? I mean, PE, is it doing well?
is becoming, PE used to be an undiscovered gem.
Yeah.
PE is fast becoming
The
a
discovered
discovered
gem.
gem.
Like Cape Town.
And if you look at, remember we have an airport,
Yes.
we have, especially during lockdown, I can't even tell you how many transfers we did
Yeah.
for couples who sold in Gauteng,
Yeah.
bought a house in Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Because remember now you can work from home.
Yes, of course.
Or the husband at worst must go to Joburg on a Monday morning. He
Yeah.
flies back on a Thursday evening.
Yeah.
All he wants is this lifestyle
Yeah.
for his
Yeah.
family.
Yes.
He's happy to commute and stay in a flat or in a hotel room for 3 nights a week.
Yes.
As long as his family is here,
Is
where
here.
they are safe. They have 10 minutes to drive to get to school. We've got wonderful private schools just on the just outside of Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Look how many people actually move to places like St. Francis
So
Bay.
Francis
permanent.
Bay is exploding at the
Some
moment.
of our friends, clients, who just said, listen, this is what they want for their families.
It's the lifestyle. It's
You
that
look
lifestyle.
at a good friend of ours, and we were talking about Olga Hafner earlier.
Yes.
Her son, Nick,
Yes.
was in Grey. He was a Grey in
Okay.
Port Elizabeth. And he lives in Cape Town now. And he was actually saying that, you know, what we get for what we pay, when you look at schools like the collegiates, the Greys,
Yeah,
not just those two,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, there's all the schools.
look at the schools in Port
There's
Elizabeth.
so many high schools in Port Elizabeth. There's Pearson, there's VPs. I mean, they're brilliant
You
schools.
get
Brilliant schools.
private education
Yeah.
for Model C
Yeah,
school fees.
school fees.
So, and people are
It's true.
realizing that.
Yeah,
At
I
the
mean-
end of the day, it's about where what do you want for your family?
Yeah, you check out what you have to pay in Joburg for school fees and stuff. It's insane, completely insane. Even
And
Durban,
spending 30, 40 minutes in traffic if you are lucky.
Yeah.
What do we do?
10 minutes.
I leave 5 to 8.
Yeah.
I'm behind my desk 1 minute to 8.
Absolutely.
It's Port Elizabeth.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, it's
and I
wonderful.
always say the freeways, we always moan about the freeways, oh, it's messed up the beachfront. But yes, it's completely over-engineered our city, and we can get anywhere we need to in 15 minutes.
And it's so important people listen to what we say. I mean, I always feel so bad when PE people knock Port Elizabeth. I know there's always something to complain about. Always. It's and I know it's true, nothing is perfect. But at the end of the day, we create that hype. If you want your property to be worth more next year, stop knocking Port Elizabeth on Facebook and Twitter and telling the whole world what is wrong with Port Elizabeth.
Exactly.
I can tell you there's a lot more wrong
with other
elsewhere.
places.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, this Gino spot is all about that. I mean, I absolutely love this city, and I think there's so much potential. There's no other place I'd rather be.
I love hearing that.
I really, I mean, if you look at the friendly people, the beaches are incredible. There's so much potential here, and people just need to get behind it. They just need to get. Noah Banga was on the other night. I had him on. Ethel Trollop was on as well. Akusta Jack. All of them. They want the best for the city, and they are different parties. Whatever, they want this place to work, and it's gonna work. It's gonna. This little gem in that, like you say, it's fast becoming the discovered gem. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely.
I agree.
Over the next year, obviously, COVID's been quite hectic especially for us musicians. So, let me tell you, it's been quite rough. Although I might look nice in my snore suit, but
you look very fancy. I feel underdressed.
But I mean, I don't know how it's affected business with you guys. I think the property market's gone up. I had we were talking to Kobe and Adrian Goslet from Remax as well, and they're saying that they're doing their best year ever. I mean, it's been amazing.
We had the same. It's just for me not about. Look, we are all very grateful, and it's wonderful to be busy, but I have this feeling that business in the next 5 years is not going to look like what our clients in the next 5 years will not look like they look today.
Yes.
So if we don't keep reinventing this machine,
a little bit more wine, a little bit more relaxation,
really, and
to
more
get
of these
more
creative
ideas.
juices. I really think that that for me is what I really want to do, or work on for the next 12 months. I want to decide where I think. Look, and I don't have a crystal ball, but I want to really work on trying to know what my client is going to look like in the next 5 years, what his needs are going to be. And if I say client, I'm talking about an estate agent. Look, they have major qualifications that they need to operate now. It takes a lot for them. And
legislation.
For a newbie to come in, they have to work for a year as an intern under a mentor. They have to complete the logbook. They have to complete an NQF4 qualification with an exam, and it goes on and on and on. If we don't jump on board now and we don't assist them, where is my client going to be? Where is my client base going to be in the next 5 years? Because it's very difficult. We can't just work our existing client base. We have to. So that's the challenge. It's
the financial.
It's a financial outlay now.
But the legislation, the FICA, phase of FICA, and that sort of thing. That's all affected
all of that.
The estate agents.
And I think the industry definitely has become more professional, and I think it's a good thing. But we have to assist. We have to. We've got the legal knowledge, we've got the business acumen, and we need to get that back into the industry, because it's not just going to be, I don't want to name or single out anybody, but it's not just going to be those people for the next 25 years.
No, of course.
And if I want to still be relevant in the next 10 years.
No, we need the youngsters to
We
come.
need the
Yeah.
youngsters.
Yeah, they've got to come through.
We have to now spend the money and
Yeah.
spend the time to get them on board and to build that,
Make it
build
easier.
that new base.
Make it easier for
For
them.
all of
I mean,
us.
you know, the amount of admin that these guys have to go through. You know, I mean, I was in the financial, I did the KIs and the REs and the whole story. You know, it was a nightmare with legislation coming in towards what 2004, 2005. That whole time was you know, brokers.
Yes.
Financial brokers, they reduced by 80%. You know what I mean? Over
But
the
if
last,
we don't do that,
Yeah.
who is going to do that?
Exactly.
Who's going to? You can't expect the youngsters to train each other.
No, no.
We have to take the time to mentor them and to,
Yeah.
and not just because we are good people.
Yeah.
We need a client base.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you
It's
need,
do
you
or
need,
die.
you need that. You need that business coming in. Absolutely. So just a couple of questions now. We're getting towards the end of our interview. Towards the end, we've got some questions here to go as well on this side. But I want to find out the hardest that you've ever worked. Was there a time?
well, definitely when I was a bar lady and driving people home at night. But I think so that was probably the hardest. And when I was weighing tomatoes and onions in the general dealer shop.
Oh, wow,
in those
really?
little,
So
you know
that's
those
it.
net bags,
Yeah.
those green.
Yeah.
But
No.
I've never, I can honestly
Now
say,
you know
I've
how
never stopped working
the
hard.
Greeks and the
I-
Portuguese guys felt when they were in those shops.
Yeah.
The
And-
Porras and the Greeks. We were there, and the Italians. We were all there.
And I love the fact that I learned that from my parents. And if there's one thing I want to teach my children is that without hard work, my child,
Yeah.
you can never stop working.
No.
Never.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. No, you need to and
Work as
there's-
hard as you can.
Yeah,
For as
hard
long
as you can.
can.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it makes your life. That's what your life is
sure.
about in the end. You've got to one your relationships, and two just enjoying your work and doing something that you love.
Yes,
You know?
and that makes work fun.
Yeah.
So why would you not want to work
Exactly,
hard? It's fun.
exactly. All right. So you're not looking at retiring. You're not ever looking at retiring ever.
Gino, I am 22. So
22 now. She's 22.
No, I'm not even thinking about that.
In like 50 years
yeah,
time.
in 50
would you
years
think
from now,
maybe,
yes, of
maybe.
course. No,
When she starts to wake up in the morning, she's not looking too great anymore, you know. Then she'll be 79 in the shade, and then we'll talk about starting to retire then.
It would be very difficult to leave, something that you've grown and that you've
Yes.
spent your life and soul
Yeah.
building. I don't know how you say goodbye.
Have you
to
got
that.
more goals?
For sure.
Have you got other goals?
For
Where you
sure.
going? Where you going?
Yeah,
What's your dreams? What would you dream? What would your dream job or dream goal be?
I'm almost too scared to say this, but it would really be the best thing ever if my children would follow in my footsteps. I don't know if that, you see,
You
but
follow-
Gemma's now a socialite.
Ooh, she's like already there. I'm here at home.
I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
look, it's going to sound like such a cliche, but I am really living my dream.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine a happier life
Yeah.
for myself.
Well, you're busy all the time.
I'm busy all the
you're
time, but I'm
you're
busy
loving
with
it.
things that I love so much
Yeah.
and things that mean so much to a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people. Just seeing how grateful people are for the smallest things.
Yeah.
Just for that one happy moment that you had a hand in,
Yeah.
creating somebody else's happiness and
That,
success.
those little moments where, like we were talking right at the beginning when we spoke about that, those little choices that you make, or those little pushes that you get from your folks or from a friend or your brother or whatever.
Yeah.
Were there some of those in your life?
Too many to count. I've had.
Was there one specific one that you remember? Like, okay, there was a moment when somebody just said to you, "I think they're quite good at that," or you should do that, or you should try that. Was there a?
My father,
Yeah.
obviously they never had an opportunity to study further.
Yeah.
But my father, because he was this liberal,
Yes.
Helen Zille fan
Yeah,
who
yes.
really wanted to get into politics
Sussman.
or law.
Yeah, yes.
Ugh,
Sussman, yeah.
God, it's my copy. Obviously, think she's talking about us.
yeah.
So with this Helen Suzman as his idol almost,
Yeah.
I think I realized that he never said so, but he so badly wanted to become an attorney, or he so badly wanted to study law that it was just that, you know, your father is your everything.
Yes, yes.
And I think that was the moment
Really, yeah.
I just obviously said to myself,
You
if
wanna do
he
that.
wanted to do it and he
Yes.
never had the opportunity, I'm going to take it.
It's funny how
Just run with
kids
it.
will pick that up. They pick up
sure.
everything. Let me tell you, your kids, if you're thinking something, your
Already.
child is thinking that same thing. He knows what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Because it all comes through. It all comes through.
And that's a good and bad because I so often, you know, when you have smaller children, you sometimes listen to their friends, and I listen to my own children and the things they say. And I always think that innocence is there for such a short period of time until we start talking about,
Yes.
oh, I got fat, or
Yeah.
I wish I had more money, or I'm working
Yeah.
too hard. And that's when they slowly but surely lose all of that,
Yes.
because in their minds they are perfect.
Yeah.
Their parents are perfect until you start knocking yourself
Yeah.
or your, and they
It's
listen.
true.
They just
They
like
know.
little sponges.
They pick up
So-
all those little things. All right, I think it's time for the getting to know you section. We've got a special getting to know you sections, which we
Okay.
ask kind of some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
Getting to know you. All right. So what are your top 3 rules for navigating life?
Top 3 rules.
Yeah.
I have one rule.
Yeah.
I said it before. Surround yourself with people better than you. You become the sum total of the 5 people that you spend most of your time with.
Wow.
That is my rule.
Okay. So people that you admire, you get it, and it's like
Don't be jealous. They will
Yeah.
pull you up.
they will. They
Have
will.
friends who are better than you.
Okay. Good.
Okay.
The favorite way to spend a day off.
Spend the day off. Definitely next to the pool with champagne and all the magazines and newspapers that I can get.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Champagne and news. You like the news.
Well, I
Get
like
into it.
magazines, newspapers. I
Yeah,
also
you
love
go-
reading.
Okay. You love reading. Okay, that's also. And they've got the wine. They go cheers. We've got the wine here. See tonight.
Cheers.
I've got my gin and tonic. You can have your wine. It's lovely. Which is it? A Chardonnay. Is it a Chardonnay? Something I don't know
At
what
this
it is.
point, not 100% sure, but it's awesome. I love it.
Okay, your
Leave
favorite.
the fancy stuff to Gary.
Your favorite band.
Queen, always. Grew
Love it.
up with my father. Yeah,
Really?
We used to tape on Beta and VHS.
Woo! Betamax.
If SABC had a concert and it was Queen, we used to tape it. Yeah.
Pop shop.
So,
You used to tape pop shop.
and on our little cassette players, loved Queen,
Jeez.
was fascinated by him.
Oh, yes,
Loved
Freddie.
the movie when it came out. Yeah,
Yes.
Freddie Mercury
Yes,
is my
beautiful.
all-time. I just find him fascinating. Somebody who is so self-destructive
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
has the amazing ability to just reinvent him and just build
Incredible.
a
Eh?
bigger and better person.
Yeah, incredible,
That's-
incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, what song gets you out on the dance floor?
Umbrella by Rihanna.
Umbrella, Ella.
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Okay, the most important chance encounter that you've had in your life. It's a chance encounter.
Chance
I'm putting you on the
encounter.
spot a bit, I know.
So, okay, it would have been that day when Sharon Beckman said to me that she would organize me articles.
Netball.
Yeah.
Bikkie netball.
In exchange for playing for free for UP and for
Wow.
EP at that stage. So that was
Okay.
a chance encounter and a very significant one.
Okay,
'Cause
yeah, okay.
I
So that was
wouldn't
a-
have
yeah,
been-
that was a-
So that was a watershed
Yeah,
moment.
yeah.
And yeah, I think the day I was introduced to Abel. I must say that.
You know,
it
was.
was a big
Almost
day.
sitting here on this side over there. We're fine. Was
I'm
it?
not saying it because
Was
you're
it
sitting down
bocadillos?
beside.
Bocadillos, because of course Abel's doing the bocadillos thing. But Abel's done a whole. We'll have to have another show for Abel as well. He's done so much as
The
well.
Iron Man Hottie.
The Iron Man, hey?
Ah, he's done so many.
Did you meet him? Did you meet him in Iron Man? Was he picking up something heavy?
I actually don't recall the exact. Almost says I chased after him for such a long time. It became so irritating that he just eventually said, "Okay,
of course,
fine." But been a massive. All our, it's a big part of the Greyvenstein's machine as well.
Okay. All right. Plans for the future.
Plans for the future.
What would you say?
If we can just travel again. I've been overseas probably 60 or 70 times. I miss that. I really.
So family.
I used to work to plan the next holiday.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so
you
my
like
future
it traveling?
plans, maybe it sounds a little bit superficial, but
No, traveling with
for
a
me,
family and doing the thing, that's great.
Look, work will
not
always
traveling
be.
on your own.
No, not traveling on our own. No, traveling with the family and traveling
Yes.
with friends and just seeing the world with our friends and our family.
But that's building relationships. That's not really
Well,
even traveling. That's building your relationships.
So work will always be a plan in progress.
Yes,
Always.
yes,
I never
yes, of
stop
course.
planning. So I don't even want to mention those.
Yeah. So what are the personal traits that you're most proud of?
I'm loyal.
Loyalty?
I am.
Loyalty is a big one.
I can
It's a big
keep a
one.
secret. Is that
Can
the
you?
same? Is
No,
that
it's
the same as loyal?
it's similar. So it's similar.
similar?
Keep a secret.
And
really.
I'm supportive.
Oh, good.
Never jealous.
Okay. Yes,
one
that's a
thing-
good-
That's one thing that I can. That's the personality trait that I probably
you like that.
most about myself.
Because they like that about other people if they
I
are.
love
That's
that about other people.
Yes, okay. So if you want to get on with Liesel, you have to be not jealous.
Yeah, I just think it's a.
Remember that,
It's a
Abel.
waste
Remember
of
that.
time. And I'm not talking about jealousy when it comes to
relationships.
No.
Yeah.
Jealousy, be happy for other people. It shows that you are the bigger person.
Yeah.
Always.
And you it's part of building relationships with people as well. I always said to my son who's a DJ now as well. He's always worried. Oh man, I'm not getting that gig and I'm not getting this. I said, don't worry about it. Just be there. Support the guys, and your time will come.
And they're going to be happy for you.
They're going to be happy, and then when it's your chance, they're going to be like, yes, yes, you got it. That's the way to do it.
For sure.
Okay, and perspective on how the world has changed. What do you think? I mean, since COVID, I suppose.
I think what I've learned is that we must stop believing that our opinion matters to everybody.
Oh yeah.
I think COVID,
doesn't matter.
anybody and everybody with a Zoom account or a Teams meeting login address
Yes.
had an opinion, and it was so important to so many of them. And I mean, there are big issues.
Yeah.
But I just think live and let live.
Yeah.
For me, everybody's opinion is out there. You look at social media. People think they know people. They think they understand what it's all about. Keep your opinion to yourself.
Yeah.
If you're asked for advice, give it.
Give what you
but
think.
your opinion,
Yeah, it's not. It's just there's a general thing that just moves. It moves with or
people
without
are
you.
very opinionated
Yeah,
at the
it
moment.
can
and
be.
So
They can be absolutely. And but with the show, in so many ways it's broken down barriers, and Gary and I have spoken about it before, even in the music industry, where before we competitors, but at this time now especially, you have to stick together. You can't, and that comes into your don't be opinionated about it, don't be jealous, just work together.
I take my hat off to you both, because at the end of the day, to motivate yourself and other people to just have fun and just see
Have
the
a
lighter
moment,
side of life.
Just
it's
reconnect as well.
Yeah.
Reconnect to it. Relationships are so important.
And
Just
get people out of their comfort zones.
Yeah.
Get people to know a little bit more about somebody else, and to maybe understand a little bit better about where they're from and what
drives
makes
them.
them tick.
Yeah, what makes them tick. You're absolutely right. Yeah. And okay, so I'm gonna catch you to fears and phobias. Anything that you're irrationally scared of.
Okay, so I never enter a room with my right foot.
Oh, really?
I've never, will never, and this is for as long as I can remember.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous. And I never, when I walk up the stairs,
Yeah.
the last foot
Yeah.
is always
So
the left foot.
Left foot.
Always. And I am not negotiable on that.
Oh, that is
Always
very
been
funny.
like that.
I'm gonna watch now.
And I've told you how lucky I am. I'm telling you.
It's because you're lucky.
It works for me.
That's a lucky. Like I don't like to.
Luck also.
You know, it comes from. I thought it was me with my Italian stuff because my nonna, my Italian grandmother, was so superstitious. When you walk on a thing, you can't walk on the lines.
Yeah.
If you walk on cobble or whatever, you got to try and walk in the spaces. Don't walk on the lines. That sort of thing.
You see?
Oh my word!
No.
She was.
She
No.
hates me.
Do you believe in second chances?
No.
Not. That's one. You get one chance. Then you.
Well, it
bang.
depends on what it is.
Yeah,
If it's something
Small, yeah.
something small, of
Yeah.
course, I have no trouble forgiving. But if it's something big that shows character,
Yeah.
people don't.
So
Yeah.
integrity, loyalty.
Yeah.
The big. I don't know how many are there.
I can
Five.
forgive.
Forgive.
But not a second chance. I won't trust you with.
Oh, not trusting though.
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't
No.
trust. But
No.
that's. I think that's safe to say. It's
Yeah.
pretty much the way it normally works. You want to forgive,
Yes, of course.
and if they do it enough times, then maybe eventually,
Yeah.
you're gonna let them have another
I
chance.
don't want to be the person and say that yes, I'm all about second chances, but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be truthful.
Yeah. Okay.
Not
No,
a big,
good. No,
big
okay.
person
You got
on
to.
second chances.
You got to be true. So I know with you, if they cross you once, they bug it. They bug it. Let me tell you.
What did I say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you. Shame on me.
Shame on me.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. All right. No, I get that. All right. So a couple of questions for the final straight here. Is there something that you can't do?
I can't solve a Rubik's cube,
Oh,
and I've tried.
I know. I've done that. But I can show you.
It bothers me so.
It can bother you. It's just a certain pattern. That's all.
Friends of
It's like
ours
maths.
very close friends of ours who live on the estate with us,
Yes.
their son, I don't know, he makes it look so easy. And I said, yeah. And I looked at him, and he's a very, very clever boy. He's an intelligent guy.
Okay.
And they always say that people who are more arty and, less academically inclined, they find it easier.
Okay,
But no, this boy can just...
You can
no,
coin.
so that's my next thing.
Okay.
I
Rubik's
need to
Cube.
ask him to teach me.
Okay. What makes you smile the most?
Gemma and Dax.
Oh man, the kids. Yeah, they know. It's because they got so much of yourself in them. I think they know just where to push that button.
Oh, they were amazing.
Just when you want to strangle him, and then it's like,
Yeah, no, they make life perfect. Perfect.
oh no. So what's one thing about yourself that people don't know? People normally wouldn't know about.
I can beat almost anybody
Yeah.
at snooker
Snooker.
or pool. Yes.
You're a snooker player.
Yes.
Is it? You're like a pool hustler.
But
Is it?
I leave.
So you put the money down, and she's like, I don't know. And the other guys at the other side of you is putting his money, and he's like, nah, this is easier. And then you're
That
like,
has caused me to lose sleep for days because we go on these conventions and then, we end up somewhere at a pool table and the guys, they, and then from out of nowhere.
hustling, man, hustling. That's classic. I love that. Okay, so the longest period that you've gone without sleep.
That was actually because of that. So I would
A
say
pool?
3 days.
Playing
3 days
pool?
at not just playing pool, but at an estate agents convention
Okay.
at Sun City. We had to attend lectures during the day
Okay. Oh, jeez.
and
The up and
awards functions at night.
down. Oish.
and then
After party.
after party,
Oh, in that
pool table,
Krakatoa, whatever it is.
and
yeah.
then of course,
No, it's finished.
and nobody ever wants to go to sleep until
No.
they've won.
Yeah, okay,
So-
all right, okay. so you
But
had
it
to
was
be there.
good fun.
Competitive then.
Good fun.
So you are competitive.
Well, when it comes to pool, I don't really have to be. It's always the boys who are so
yeah,
competitive.
yeah.
Because getting beat by a girl.
Okay, that's it's a bit of the ego.
Yeah.
Bit of the ego.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I can be beaten
Is
by
it?
girl. Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm with it. I'm with it. This woman today, I mean, are so strong. We had Darren and Ruchi. Darren's also ex. I said ex. Humansdorp. What's it? The school.
Nico Milan.
Nico Milan, he was Nico Milan, and but we played in a band, and we interviewed Ruchi, his wife, who was 19 when I met her. She's now she's just matured so much, strong woman. I love it. I love women go through this phase where they just grow and get strong, and you can just see it in them. So my wife has done the same thing. It's amazing.
We get strong because we know that you are there. Things have really changed.
Yeah.
These old stereotypes are out the window.
They are.
I mean, when I had our two children,
Yeah.
Abel was with them permanently for 2 years.
Yeah.
I had
Incredible.
Gemma on the Saturday afternoon. I was back at work at 8 a.m. on
Yo.
Thursday morning, and I could never have done that if
Yeah.
it wasn't for.
Yeah.
So it's a team.
Yeah.
It's always a team effort. There's
No.
no.
That's a job, that I tell you what.
Yeah.
I mean, I did a lot of that as well myself. I was the muser. Philippa was working as well at the time. Says I had home in the day. You got to make a plan. Eh?
And also it's not just about what the other person is capable of. It's also about what they are willing to do.
Yeah.
I remember, and this is just a little private joke, but we've told our friends when I met Abel,
Yeah.
he said to me, "Listen, I like you, but your pop idol lifestyle
Yeah. Yeah.
will never work for me. I am immensely private, and and about 3 days after he said that to me, the Weekend Post reported on the two of us being seen together at a local restaurant.
Oh right.
And
Oh,
Abel
word.
was furious. He was furious.
When the paparazzi were after
Because
you.
of the but I mean, why would anybody find that interesting? I mean, it's so silly. But that merely was the end of
Oh
everything.
my word.
And
That was
he
just-
adapted.
Yeah.
He slowly but surely, I don't know, just
Yeah.
became a
Yeah.
big part of business and clients and relationships. So much so that we used to go to shopping centers, and I would always say to me, it's the worst experience ever because everybody knows him. Now, because he owns restaurants,
Oh yeah.
everybody
Everyone's
knows
after him.
So,
He
yeah.
gave you a second chance. I
He
think
gave
that's what it is.
Can you believe
Yeah.
Okay, so I was the recipient.
You
of the
know.
second
You got to take what you get.
chance. Sure.
Okay, so some insider knowledge that only people that work with you would have about the property and the whatever. Give us some insider. We want some
Scoop.
Well, scoop, yeah, or some advice or whatever.
Okay,
Scoop is
so-
fine. That's also fine. It's like
So having multiple devices
yes.
on one account
Okay.
is a guarantee
Yes.
for disaster.
Oh. Multiple
So that's just a
devices.
part of a family law tip.
Oh.
I've given you a property tip. Bye.
Okay. Family
So
law.
family law tip.
Okay.
Having multiple devices linked to one account. You know when you send a little message to a
Yes.
friend and
Yes.
your son who's busy
Yes.
playing online games,
Yes.
he can see what you've sent.
Oh, I see.
When you have young children,
Yes,
that's the thing.
yes,
Your
yes.
children are big enough.
No,
now.
they're
You
big
all have
enough
your own
now.
accounts.
No, we do, yeah.
So
yeah,
just a
pretty
little,
much.
little
Okay,
tip.
little tip.
Little tip.
No, multiple.
If you have young children, don't link their devices
to
your
stuff.
WhatsApp or your
Oh, you know, okay, yeah, not good, okay.
big no-no.
All right. Okay, what would you say are the most annoying things about yourself as a roommate?
No. I can honestly say, and you can ask all my friends who I go away with regularly,
Yes.
my girlfriends.
Something
now,
that irritates them about you.
they always fight over who gets to share a room with me.
Oh, right.
Because I literally fall asleep with my arms On my chest, there's bottle, you can ask him, and this is how I wake up.
It's like a doodskus.
Zwitskus. So I don't think. And look, my roommate from Varsity, who I told you about earlier on, she's still my friend, and we still work together. So no, I think
she would know as well.
I think I'm a good roommate.
Okay, well then, if there are any others, put them on the comments.
No,
You know? Oh my word. Okay, last question. Are you addicted to anything? What's your...
I'm addicted to, well, if you can see, if you regard something that you're always chasing after as an addiction.
Yes.
No addiction to
no, not
funny stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm always looking for just good vibes. I don't know, just fun.
Yeah.
And happy people.
Okay.
I'm addicted to
So
happiness. Is that
social,
weird?
it's a
sounds
social
weird.
thing. No, it's good.
I'm addicted to happiness. Wherever, when I'm somewhere and there's happiness, I want more of that.
If you get if there's happiness happening, you also get FOMO.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That's right. That's
Like
withdrawal for you.
Yes.
Withdrawal symptoms. So if
Absolutely.
there's happiness elsewhere and
but
I'm not there,
I was like, no.
that's an addiction right there.
It's right. Absolutely. Okay. Final question. Okay, final one is I always ask my guests if anything's gone wrong. Something that's you do functions. Now I've done many functions as well where things have gone bedorned.
Horribly wrong.
Yeah, and you think to yourself that was the worst function ever. I know that Lee Duche was saying that she had all the council and counselors and all sorts of things at a function, and all the chairs started breaking, and they were just falling off. Falling off. I had a gig where I had to come into two huge doors and be a jester. I was dressed as a jester. They said, the events people, no, dressed as a jester, you're going to be funny and you're going to do a song and lekker. Okay. Just before I get in, the guy starts to do a 2-minute silence for somebody who's died.
Oh no.
And then they open the doors and I'm going to be funny. You see, that kind of thing.
Okay, so the only thing I can think of right now is we once had a very big function at the boardwalk.
Yes.
And I had attended it 21st years before in Durban, one of our very wealthy student mates.
Yeah.
And all the waitresses were naked and they had body paint. They were painted like a giraffe or zebra. Okay. And this made such a big impression that 15 years later, when I could now host this amazing function at the boardwalk, this is exactly what I wanted.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the waitresses were, I in my mind had something, I don't know what I was thinking, but they were really, really, and what I didn't realize at the time was at this 21st where I was, it was in a tent outside.
Yes.
It was so it was very dark.
Okay.
Now at the boardwalk, the lights were very bright, and you could see too much.
Okay.
And of course, when you're hosting a function, you must have respect for everybody. The most liberal of liberal and the most conservative of conservative, and everything in between.
Oh my word!
And I remember that about 5 or 6 of those waitresses, we had to pull them and just say,
okay, hang on.
Sorry,
put on something.
There's just too little left for the imagination. And I was absolutely horrified. Darren Mann was the MC that night. So a lot of things. Of course, the guys were very upset that those very naked ladies.
Okay.
Were pulled.
Oh my word.
That was, I think.
That is a good one. That is a good one. To seem like it's like, oh my word, we're going from smart vibe into to candies, and we're going very fast. Oh, that's funny. Thank you, Liesel, for coming on. Thank you so much.
It's always such a pleasure to be
It's
with
been,
you.
I know, it's been fantastic, and I'm glad we got to know you. And now it's time for our competition, and you've also won yourself a case of Fitchin Leeds. It's your second prize that you've won. Not only, what was it, a Snoopy, what was it? Pajamas. What was it? Cremore pajamas.
Oh my word.
Not inside, it's on top.
From D.F. Scott in those days. I don't know if you remember D.F. Scott. Wholesalers.
yes.
My parents used to buy from them, obviously for now.
Yes, and
General
they were-
dealer shops. So.
Excellent.
But thank you. I'll take the Fitchin Leeds any
Excellent.
day.
Yes, you could have some gin with Abel. Thank you, Abel, for bringing her. It's been fantastic. And thank you guys for joining us. We're going to have the competition now. So those of you who are left on board, I'm going to say to Liesel and Abel, I must put in the earphones because it's going to be blimmin' loud in here. Because I'm going to the drum cam, and we are going to do it. All right. Let's see. I don't think I have any. All right. 1, 2. All right. There we go. We got my mic back. We got my drumsticks, and we're gonna do the song. I want the name of the song and the artist in the comments, and the winner, the first one to put it in there will win. Indeed. All right. So let's do it.
Lights go down, it's dark, the jungle is your head, can't rule your heart, I'm feeling so much stronger than before. Your eyes are wide and though your soul, it can't be bought, you might be wonder. Hello, hello, I'm at a place called Vertigo. It's everything I wish I didn't know. It's a you, give me something I can feel. The night is full of holes. There's bullets rip the sky of ink with gold. They twinkle as the boys play rock and roll. They know that they can't dance. At least they know I can stand the beat. Asking for the check. Girl with crimson nails. Jesus round my neck. Swinging to the music. Swinging to the music. All of this can be yours. All of this can be yours. All of this can be yours. Just give me what I want. No one gets hurt. Hello, hello. We're at a place called Vertigo. Lights go down and all I know is that you give me something I can feel. Keeping me high. Your love is keeping me high.
No winner tonight. Absolutely nobody tonight to win. Oh man. Well, thank you very much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to Liesel, thank you to Abo, and thank you to Spa, and thank you to Fitchin Leeds, of course, as well as Amerbia. And we'll see you on Saturday with the main road mile, all the way from Seattle to Berlin. It's a long way. And we'll see you there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Gino's Spot. It's always a pleasure. All right, spend the night with me. My, yeah.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.